Bathsheba is a pivotal figure in the Bible, intricately connected to King David's greatest sin. Her story intertwines with that of Israel's most famous king, highlighting a sin that seemed hidden from the kingdom but was evident to God. In this video, we will explore who Bathsheba was according to the Bible and her role in the events that unfolded. Was she a victim or a villain? Bathsheba was one of David's wives and the mother of King Solomon. Before her marriage to David, she was the wife of Uriah the Hittite. The Bible tells us Bathsheba was the daughter of Eliam and the granddaughter of Ahithophel, David's advisor. Her name likely means daughter of an oath or seventh daughter, and she is also referred to as Bathsheba, meaning daughter of abundance. Bathsheba's story begins when she is seen by David while performing a ritual purification. It was a time of war, and her husband Uriah was on the battlefield. David, known for his warrior prowess, was not at the battlefront. Instead, he was in his palace, where his idle mind conceived a sinful plot. From his terrace, David saw Bathsheba bathing and was struck by her beauty. Despite knowing she was the wife of one of his loyal soldiers, he summoned her to his palace and committed adultery with her. When Bathsheba informed David of her pregnancy, he tried to cover his sin by bringing Uriah back from the battlefield, hoping he would sleep with his wife and think the child was his. Uriah, however, refused to go home while his comrades were at war. Frustrated, David ordered Uriah to be placed at the front lines where he was killed. After Uriah's death, David married Bathsheba, perhaps thinking he had concealed his sin. However, God saw everything and was displeased. The prophet Nathan confronted David with a parable that mirrored David's actions. David, not realizing the parable was about him, declared the man in the story deserved death. When Nathan revealed the parable was about David, the king was devastated. Scholars have long debated Bathsheba's role in this episode. Some suggest her bathing location was not private, implying imprudence on her part. However, the Bible does not support this claim. David saw Bathsheba from the palace terrace, which offered a strategic view of the city. The text does not indicate Bathsheba knew David was watching or that she was trying to be seen. Other interpretations go further, suggesting Bathsheba might have seduced David. This is speculative and unsupported by the biblical text, which portrays David as the one who pursued and took Bathsheba. When Nathan condemned David, he did not reprimand Bathsheba, identifying David as the sole responsible party. Mosaic law prescribed death for consensual adultery, but no punishment was directed at Bathsheba. In Nathan's parable, Bathsheba is depicted as an innocent sheep taken by a powerful man. Moreover, the text repeatedly states that David took another man's wife, countering theories that Bathsheba had a divorce letter from Uriah. The Bible notes Bathsheba's mourning for her husband, further portraying her as a victim. To suggest she was complicit or found satisfaction in the affair lacks biblical support. David used his power to violate Bathsheba, fulfilling his desires through his royal authority. Bathsheba had no one to turn to, as David the king was her violator. Deuteronomy 22 absolves women of guilt in non-consensual relationships when they have no rescuer. Bathsheba was a victim of David's abuse of power. While the Bible does not use terms indicating physical violence by David, his actions were still a violation. Bathsheba, in her purification ritual, was fulfilling the law while David was breaking it. Some question why Bathsheba did not resist, but at that time, the king was the law, and her options were limited. Despite David's genuine repentance, the consequences of his sin were severe. Bathsheba's grandfather, Ahithophel, later advised Absalom in a rebellion against David, possibly in retaliation for his granddaughter's mistreatment. Bathsheba and David's subsequent children included Solomon, who became Israel's king after Bathsheba, and the prophet Nathan thwarted Adonijah's conspiracy to take the throne. Bathsheba's story is mentioned in the New Testament, highlighting her place in Jesus' genealogy, despite the sin associated with her and David. This reminder emphasizes that God's purposes are fulfilled despite human frailty. Without divine grace, none of us, including David and Bathsheba, could stand. If we receive God's blessings today, it is solely by His grace and favor.